Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Max, and there's honestly really no great way to start this video other than giving some background info before I get into what happened with my most recent purchase of this awesome Iron Studios quarter scale Punisher statue. So I've been reading and collecting comic books since I was around 8 or 9 years old. However, I guess you could say I started seriously collecting in my late teens and early 20s once I had the funds to purchase higher grade items like slabbed comics, classic keys, Silver and Bronze Age runs, original artwork, omnibus collections, action figures, and now, within the past 2 years, professional licensed statues. I've become completely obsessed with the statue collecting hobby. I find it to be an art form of its own with all the different factors that play into it, like paint applications, sculpting, design, concept, edition size, and so many more. But one of the major drawbacks of the statue collecting world is the price and the risk. Depending on what type of statue you are trying to obtain, you will spend anywhere from $500 to $5,000. Now, these price ranges depend on a couple different factors, but the main ones being who the production company is that's making the piece, how they are shipping the piece, and the rarity or edition size of the piece. Because once that statue is sold out, that's it, folks. No reprints, reproductions, recasts, or any other re-phrases that I can think of, unless you get ripped off with a fake recast of the licensed original, which is where the story starts, with Frank Castle Punisher being one of my absolute favorite Marvel characters and a United States Marine, Semper Fi by the way, and unfortunately a recent point of major controversy in the news right now. I knew that I had to get my hands on this quarter scale piece of him, mainly because I'm not really sure that Marvel will ever license him out again because of how much negative and controversial press he brings on Twitter, which is a video for another day. But like when companies like Warner Brothers and Hot Toys issue mandates to remove all firearms and fire-like weapons from their merchandise, I tend to get a little worrisome that I may never get my hands on a comic book accurate Punisher ever again. So I took to the streets of the interwebs and found that all the recent licensed Punisher statues were sold out on Sideshow and Iron Studios websites. So then I started looking at forums and secondary market websites like eBay, Mercari, and Facebook Marketplace, where I did actually find what I was looking for, but at twice the price point that I had originally imagined. But even the least expensive one I could find didn't have all the pieces to it, so I had to back out of that purchase. But my next purchase, which you see next to me, was the next big piece, coming in at a whopping $1,200 shipped. The eBay post had listed some of the imperfections, like the scope cap being slightly damaged or whatnot, but nothing about the actual licensing of the statue. Now, 3 of the 8 statues that I own have been eBay purchases that were excellent buys with really smooth transactions. But hindsight being 2020, I should have done a much more extensive investigation on this, like extra questions, pictures, and background information about the seller and the piece. Because upon receiving it, and after taking him out of the box, I noticed that he was missing the official plaque that is normally pasted on the bottom of the base.
What the fuck is this?
Here's some examples of what that should look like. There will be a profile shot of the statue, the licensing and production company logos, and most importantly, the edition size of the piece, with which number out of that edition size is the specific piece. So for this quarter scale Punisher, there were only 1,000 made in the entire world, and out of that 1,000, I have number... So I start panicking, and I reach out to some of my friends within the statue collecting community, one of the biggest names being Gem Mint from Gem Mint Collectibles, in which he even said that this was a major red flag. Because now I'm faced with a dilemma. Is this the original licensed piece that came with the base plate numbered out of the edition size of 1,000 that the seller removed and then sold at a higher price point? Or is this a fake? a recast of the original statue being sold for $1,200. If you look at the bottom of the base that I was sold, it clearly has scrapes and scratches indicating that something must have been removed from the piece. The statue also came in the original packaging from Iron Studios, which gave me a bit more hope, but still, why would the original buyer or seller remove the base plate of authenticity? That's what I don't understand. But in all actuality, I can't have any reassurance in this piece anymore because of that goddamn base plate. Who's to say that these boxes were fake as well? There are manufacturing companies who can recast near perfect reproductions of original pieces as knockoffs, and the seller wouldn't know any differently. So with all that being said, why is this piece still next to me? Why did I not just return it to the seller? Unfortunately, the seller was not accepting returns, but understood my frustration with the piece and gave me a significant refund, which I greatly appreciated. And honestly, I just really love this piece. In my opinion, it's the most badass and comic-accurate version of the Punisher, and the best rendition of him in quarter-scale form. And he just looks absolutely amazing and pairs exceptionally well with my XM Studios quarter-scale Daredevil piece. However, the question still remains. Is this a recast, or is this the original? What do y'all think? Let me know in the comments section below. Thanks again for watching this video, and I will see y'all in the next one.